A forest ecosystem like Moonland operates as a self-regulating, meritocratic hierarchy. Order is maintained through strict, uncompromising natural rules. The tiger sits at the absolute apex of this system. His rule relies entirely on his own sheer, natural capability. He dictates the territory because he possesses the physical mass and power to enforce it. Then there is the wolf. He has the ambition to rule, but lacks the physical hardware to back it up. In a fair one-on-one fight, his smaller frame poses zero threat to an apex predator. This diagram shows two force vectors colliding. This is symmetric warfare. Both combatants operate by the same laws of physics, meaning the larger mass predictably dictates the outcome. For the wolf, stepping into this ring is a mathematical impossibility. An inferior competitor operating on an even playing field is forced to find a loophole. To survive or advance, they have to abandon the rules entirely and secure an asymmetric advantage. Deep within the forest lies a sealed cave, completely quarantined from the rest of the ecosystem. This strict isolation zone holds the Red Demon, an entity that operates completely outside the bounds of natural law. The demon is trapped by a specific structural constraint. To break the seal on his cave, he must reach a strict caloric threshold, the consumption of 10 animals. The wolf offers a transaction. The demon grants a massive influx of supernatural strength up front as an unregulated loan. In return, the wolf guarantees a continuous supply chain of fresh prey, delivered directly to the cave door. This operates as the hostile acquisition of a high-yield strategic asset. The wolf borrows absolute power today, paying for it with a deferred, compounding tax levied directly on the population of his own forest. Back in the daylight, the tiger holds his regular public assembly. Everyone present expects standard operations, assuming the established, biological rules of engagement still apply. The wolf arrives and issues a brazen, face-to-face challenge for the crown. The tiger prepares for a standard, symmetric attack. Instead, he is hit with a surge of weaponized energy. His conventional physical defenses offer zero resistance against an opponent operating on a completely different frequency. The legitimate ruler is instantly deposed and exiled. By nightfall, the wolf installs himself as the undisputed dictator of the forest. But the loan is now due. To satisfy his contract with the demon, the wolf systematically harvests his new subjects, delivering one animal every day to the cave. An asymmetric weapon wins the immediate battle and instantly invalidates all existing defensive strategies. The entire ecosystem is forced to operate under a new, hostile logic. Far from the center of power, the exiled tiger retreats to the distant floral gardens. Here, he meets the Blue Fairy, an entity operating completely off the wolf's radar, making her an ideal intelligence operative. They abandon any plans for a direct physical rematch. They pivot to covert surveillance, tracking the new king from the shadows. By shadowing his exact route, they observe his daily routine. They watch the wolf drag a fresh carcass directly into the mouth of the sealed cave. This flowchart shows the wolf isn't generating his power. He's merely a combatant node on an exposed supply line, tethered to an external power source. Outsourced authority has a fatal flaw. Don't engage the armored combatant. Cut the line, and the asset loses power. The animals are gathered once again at the central assembly ground, living under the constant threat of becoming the next day's payment. The tiger steps out of the tree line and openly taunts the wolf, demanding a rematch. It is a calculated provocation designed to draw the dictator out into the open.
The wolf focuses entirely on the tiger. The fairy remains hidden behind a nearby tree. She avoids the frontline fight entirely, positioning herself as a precision countermeasure. The wolf charges, fully confident in his borrowed strength. At that exact moment, the fairy strikes. She bypasses the wolf entirely and severs the invisible connection tethering him to the demon's cave. The red aura evaporates. Mid-leap, the wolf reverts to his actual physical mass, suddenly finding himself completely unarmed just inches away from an apex predator. A hostile takeover built on a single point of failure is highly fragile. Target that specific vulnerability and the entire structure collapses in seconds. The fight itself is an anticlimax. With his artificial advantage gone, the wolf is swatted away with a single conventional strike from the tiger. To ensure the exploit cannot be used again, the fairy reinforces the cave entrance with a permanent seal. The asymmetric loophole is successfully patched. A throne claimed through external exploitation offers an illusion of strength. The title of king meant nothing the moment the supply line was cut. To maintain order in any system without resorting to constant terror, authority must come from within. It requires genuine capability and immeasurable merit, plus acceptance of the governed. Exploiting a system's blind spots grants short-term dominance, but once the hidden mechanisms of that stolen power are exposed and neutralized, the natural order will inevitably reassert itself.